Now that we have our villagers all sorted out, I'm going to take care of the finite resources of our tools that keep breaking on us and needing to be replaced. Before we get started, let's update our map. It's looking better already. To solve our tool shortage, I've prepared this area here where we're going to put in a blacksmith shop. I never pre-plan my builds. I always work in the moment. I generally have a rough idea of what I want to have happen, but I don't build in creative or have a firm, solid structure before I even begin. But what I do know is that I want this to be a house and blacksmith shop. So I know I'm going to need several features. One is a storefront, which is what this is going to serve as for this little opening area. And then we want a back room where our blacksmith will live and sleep. And then we need a yard for where the blacksmith will work. And I've been thinking about what I would want right here. And I think what I'm going to go with is a netherrack fence. And fortunately for me, when Bias was digging his tunnels, he left a bunch of garbage all over the tunnels that I happened to pick up, and I can now smelt that down into some netherrack bricks. So we are starting with one stack of netherrack into bricks, just to see where that gets us in our design. Now that I have my work yard fenced off, I might change this up a little bit so it becomes a more consistent gravel ground. And rather than completing the fence right here, I am going to add in the forge at this location. Here's an example of why I said the decisions we make with the starter house will guide the rest of our builds. And that is because when I came over and started building this forge, my first instinct was to use brick or maybe stone brick. But after looking at the house, I'm like, no, you know what? No, I'm going to make a forge using the resin brick. And we got a little chiseled resin there for decoration. And now we have our coal forge with the smoke rising up the chimney and spreading out into the air. And for those same reasons, that's why we decided to frame it with pillars of stripped pale oak logs, was again to draw in the same kind of idea as the White House, but still recognizing it as its own unique build. I decided to add on this little archway in front of the door, and that's because on hard mode, adult zombies can eventually punch through doors on the buildings. So what I'm going to do is once we have our villager in here, I am going to put a trap door right above and in front of this door. And that will still allow us to enter and exit, but it will block any zombies from being able to get close enough to this door to start trying to break it down. Why did I do this to myself? I'm sitting here looking at the birch floors, the stripped oak logs being all white, and the resin forge, and I'm like, you know what I really need? I need end stone and sandstone to complete these walls. I haven't even been to the end yet. I better ask Bias, he knows where to go. I know Bias has been to the end already, and I assume that it is somewhere close to his base. So I was running around his end tunnels. I'm over 1,000 blocks away and found this portal. And what do you think the odds are that it is his end portal? Come. Oh, not a end portal. This is a trial chamber. Interesting. And it's not completely rated for all of its copper. Also interesting. Yeah, I'm not in the mood to fight a trial chamber just yet, but maybe I will come back and deal with this later. Alright, still searching for an end portal. And Strange is online, so let's see if he knows where one is. Okay, Strange has no idea where a end portal is. So we are still searching, and this guy is going to want to murderize me because I don't have any gold helmets on. Oh yeah, those guys couldn't even drop me some gold armor, so I stopped getting murdered by them. And we've reached the end of Bias's tunnel. So unless there's another route around here, which there does not seem to be, I think we are out of luck for finding a end portal in his tunnels. What does that sound? Ah! Oh, it's his gold farm. Seriously, do you leave your gold farm running when you're logged off? Oh, bad form. Bad form bias. Now, this is actually quite a gorgeous lookout point. I'll rate this as 9 out of 10. Alright, that's a cozy fireplace. I like that. Although he should extend it, he should remove this block right here and put something like some upside down stairs right there. That way the smoke will clear a bit more and you can see the fire better. Alright, Bias is here and he's going to take me to the end. Let's go. Alright, here we are. Whoop. Yeah, we didn't have to travel too far to reach the city. Out of all the times I went to the end last season, I just for building supplies, I never actually went looking for a ship or wings or anything. The hardest thing I have with end cities is at some point I start using the shulkers or whatever, give myself a lift, and then I end up losing track of my health. Well, that's one way to make a death bridge. Let's go. Let's see. Don't need that. Yeah, that stuff's useful. Last time I tried to fly back with non-magical wings, I ended up, they ended up breaking on me when I was over the void. I should grab what I actually came here for, which was some endstone, though. I don't suppose there is a extra pickaxe in one of those chests in that city. Was there? Well, now that I have my endstone, I need to go out and find a desert to get some sandstone. Is that what I think it is over there? I'm gonna go find out. Oop, don't fall in there. Anything good? Anything good? Enchanted golden apple. There we go. Diamond armor, gold armor. Well, at the end of the day, there's nothing truly groundbreaking in there, but at the very least, we now have a golden apple, so we can add zombie curing to our list of tasks to do with our new blacksmith shop. But let's get started on collecting some of the sandstone, which is what we came out here for, and this temple seems like a perfectly good source of it. The whole point of this project is I keep breaking my tools, and then I'm using up valuable resources to replace them. So like before, my tool broke, and I started heading home, got a little sidetracked, went in the wrong direction. I was checking out this village, seeing if there's anything good around here, and I see that a second temple. I'm having kind of good luck with these right now. Let's see what we have inside. I'm getting a lot of these smithing templates. Second enchanted apple. Let's go. The reason I wanted both sandstone and endstone is because if you look at the texture, what cobblestone is to stone brick, sandstone is kind of has that similar texture change from endstone brick to cobblestone. And we don't really have a good cobblestone wall for endstone, so this is what we're going to use to blend and make this look fantastic. So I have my coal fire forge, anvil, and the smithing table, and I put it up against this wall here because I didn't want to put it too close to the fence because I don't want the villagers jumping over the fences, but also I wanted to make sure the villager had plenty of room to move about. Don't think we need our... And then in here, so far, we just have some space for where we're going to put in some windows, and I am smelting glass for that right now. Would you look at that? We already have a blacksmith coming in and ready to work and live in our new shop. And Spec just came by to see and check out our base. Always glad to have her as a visitor. So I've decided to go with the stripped dark oak logs, and I'll probably use some dark oak planks and stairs on the ceiling of this, just because I want that stark contrast to the otherwise vibrant colors of the new pale oak logs and the resin bricks. So normally I want to put a bamboo door on an interior design, just because it seems weird to have a door that has a window leading into your bedroom. But in this case, because this villager is supposed to be living and working out of his shop, so like this front end is going to be for business, this is going to be his work area, and then back here is his living space. I planned on making this so it's like, oh, if he hears a bell, he can walk up and he can know, oh, okay, I can see the customer here, come in, work and help with the customer, and then, depart. So it's kind of like a back room, but allowing him to see into his shop area was the main goal here. And I figure, this kind of works. The yellow kind of blends in with the sandstone and endstone pretty well as well. Sometimes you just get little happy accidents. I put it on this roof, and I thought I would check to see how it looked like curved around, and I accidentally put those stairs on upside down. But now that I'm looking at it, it's not really visible too much from a distance due to the darker color of the dark oak. But as you come in a little closer, then it becomes visible. And I kind of like that, actually. That works for me. So I'm going to keep it, even though it was an accident. I'm liking the low profile of the roof that we are coming up with on this one. But now we just gotta fill in these gaps between the walls and the ceiling. Sometimes a simple solution really is the best solution. I like the way this roof came out. Same in here, it looks really nice. The low riser logs for support. The exposed roof. And out here with the low profile overall, it all looks really good to me. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Now our next step is going to turn this first room into a storefront. And here we have our interior. Now I figure this guy works hard and doesn't really take much time to water his plants, so we put a pale oak sapling in his pot just to make it look like it's all wilted and sad. We have a little display table in the corner, and I put up some of the different item frame signs, which I will display with his trades once we get him leveled up. And then there's a little spot to get behind the counter and come back to his private living area, where I was kind of just playing around with it a little bit. I'm not sure if I like this too much, but I was trying to create a 4-poster bed, and I need to put it up at this height because otherwise the villager, after sleeping in the day, would get just stand here being stuck. So, and the last touch is a little sign above the door to let any visitors know, hey, this is where you can get the tools from the blacksmith. And I like this design so much that I decided to build a second one over here. Only this one I decided to try and make a little bit smaller so it fit in better in the area. I probably need to consider terraforming this back a little bit, but that's also a project that's probably going to wait because we also have to kind of figure out how we are interconnecting the different levels yet. And this one is more or less the same design. What was going to be a weaponsmith. And again, some signs to put up his trades once we have leveled him up. And a basic villager room with a bed, table, and chairs, and a crafting bench in the corner. Now we need to go to the nether and get some nether wart and some blaze rods so we can start making some potions just to get these guys' trades down a little. Sometimes you just have to stop throwing more good after bad. I died in the nether trying to find a nether portal and lost my really good bow and armor and food and pretty much everything that I had. So I am going to, at this point, call it a day, and we'll look for another fortress at some point in the future in order to try and get our villagers' trades down and then easier to level up. So, bye everybody. Don't forget to like and subscribe.